Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's conference. Thank you for coming to our breakout session where we will be covering applications for education. We have 3 applications we're going to cover today. So let's go ahead and begin. Our first one is called Blinkist. Blinkist is an application that was created by Hollinger Syme. Hollinger Syme created this. It's a non-fiction summary application. So it takes non-fiction books and encapsulates the information from it into a 15-minute snippet, both in written and audio form. It's a versatile, so it can be used across Androids and Apples. It has these things called blinks in them, which is what it creates into the 15-minute chunks that it's doing. The blinks are made up of 1 to 2 minutes each, and there's about 8 to 10 per book. So each of those is what creates the application, creates the actual books. This is a freemium model, so there's both the free and the premium. The free option, you have a lot of access to books, but you only get one per day and you get to choose which book it is, and it's also for only 30 days. But the premium model, which we have, it's about $4.99 per month, or you can buy it for a year at $49.99. But with this premium, you have the ability to listen to any audiobook you would like, or any written book. There's about 40 new books that come out every month, and plus the 3,000 titles that are already on the Blinkist app. Once you have the premium version, you also have ability to listen to them. With the non-premium, you just get to read them. You also get to save them offline. You can sync them with Evernote, and you can also send your favorite books to Kindle for a later read. A couple aspects about this app that are helpful is that you can change the color background, so it can be either white or black. And you can also change the font size if you're reading the text. You can also open up a book, and it will give you a synopsis of what you're going to be listening to or reading, a little bit about the author and just some things to expect from it. You can also search for a book on the Blinkist app. You can search by title or category. There's over 27 different categories on the Blinkist app. And this is a very helpful app for professional development. If you, as a teacher, want to sharpen your skills in a certain area, you could go onto Blinkist and look up either category of development that you want to grow in, or a specific book that you would like to read. You just don't have the time to sit down and read maybe 100 or 200, 300 page book. This can encapsulate all the information that you would need to know, the core information. This can also be helpful research, both for you and your students. If you are doing a research project and you don't know which book to read, you can go on Blinkist and look up the books that you're thinking about reading, listen to them, and see which one would be most helpful. And your students can also do this and looking up to see which books are most helpful to them and researching. And finally, this can also be a helpful thing to struggling students who maybe don't understand a concept in science or history. You could refer them to a book on Blinkist, and it would summarize the things that they need to know and understand, and maybe give them a bigger picture view of what they're trying to learn and help them understand it better. Here I have a screenshot of what their website looks like, where you would create an account and log in. And here I have a picture of their app store, so you've got the different things that you can do that I talked about. You can listen, you can learn, you can create your own library, so you can save books you've listened to on your favorites. And also with the premium file, you can listen to the full audio version of a book if you pay a little bit more as well. So our second app that we're going to look at today is called My Homework, and this was created by a man named Rodrigo Neri. This is a student planner that is actually created for parents, teachers, and students, so I'm going to explain why later. This is a thing that can be used across any device. iOS, it also is a web application, so it can be used on the web as well as on your phone or your device. It's a good app for accountability. If your student is struggling and you don't understand where they're struggling, or they're having a hard time turning things in on time, the parents can access this student's portal and look and see how their students are doing and what areas they need to improve in. Are they turning things in on time? And they can come alongside and encourage their student to do that. It's also very helpful for teachers. Like I said, the teachers use a portal called teachers.io, which is a website where they go in and they can make announcements to the students. They can create assignments, post them, change dates, do a lot of different things. They can also upload a biography about themselves so that their parents can see who they are and who is teaching their children. And lastly, the cost on this. There's 2 different options. You can do the free option, which is pretty good. With the free option, you have some ads, but you still are able to track assignments. You're able to have projects, tests, and classes that you track, as well as receive due date reminders, sync between devices, and have information about that. With the premium, it's a $4.99 per year, which is really good. But you have themes, so you can change the background to like an ocean or have fun themes like that for your students. You can attach files when you're making homework assignments. You can upload a PDF for your students to print off and work on. And as well, you can have external access to the calendar. So let's take a look at the application. This is the web pulled up here. You've got the home tab, and this is what the home tab would look like. You have your classes here and your homework. Obviously, there's no homework just because I made an account for us. Here you have your calendar. You would have your classes here as well as just anything that's happening or due that day. And this is the website teachers.io where the teacher would go in and upload their information, put their syllabuses online, and all of that good stuff. All right, and our last app for today is 826 Digital. And this was an application created by Dave Eggers and Ninive Calgary. Pardon my pronunciation, those are hard last names. But this is an application that was created to help students who are struggling in English. It's actually a nonprofit tutoring. So if it's nonprofit, the cost is obviously free. And this is actually the largest youth writing network in the country. It was started by 826 National and is emphasizing in the writing skills and helping students come alongside and help them and their parents learn how to teach their students English. They align with the Common Core standards. They're virtual versus reality. There's a place in San Francisco where it all began, and then it has spread online to places across the world actually. This is a great resource for teachers. There's lesson plans or Sparks, which are mini lesson plans, and there's projects, which are unit-based. There's just a lot of different options that you can do, and you can take it and tweak it in your own way or do exactly what they tell you to do. This is a great resource for parents at home, maybe at the time right now where you're trying to teach your students at home, and it's really challenging. It gives you lesson plans and things that you can follow very easily. And lastly, this is also a device. This is an application that you can use across any device, iOS as well as online. And like I said, the cost is free. Here's a picture of their website, the 826 Digital Inventive Resources to Ignite the Love of Learning. And then here we just have an example of what one of their lessons would look like. And then lastly, we have just 3 more things about this. You can save your documents and the information to Google Drive, Pinterest, as well as your own computer. So that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. I hope this has been beneficial to you.